Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Todd, the Southern Sipper. I am on the back patio tonight. I was going to do this on the front porch, which that's generally my preference, but everyone in the neighborhood has decided that today is the day to cut grass and weed eat and whatnot. There's our afternoon FedEx jet headed down to Brooker Field. So there's just no doing it out there. It's just crazy noisy. It's bad enough back here. Apparently I didn't get the memo that this Thursday, which that's what today is grass cutting day in the neighborhood. Hello there, sweetie. And hello there to you, little girl.
I was wondering where you were.
Yep, I'm just doing a quick review. I was going to do it on the front porch, but every weed eater in the neighborhood is running. This is Mrs. Southern Sipper. And the little furry one, you just got a glimpse of that one. Sophie, the rescue sipper, as it were.
Okay, I was thinking.
Yep. Well, so tonight we have, what can it be? Whatever can it be? Oh, I don't know. Let me think. It's another IPA. And honestly, I do buy a lot of these things based solely on the name. Because, you know, there's a gazillion of them. That's how they separate themselves. When you walk up to the beer aisle and it's 6 acres of friggin' IPAs, you know, they got to do something to separate themselves or get some attention. Now this one's called Death Raptor. Generally, I would expect something with the name Death Raptor to be so over-the-top hoppy that, you know, it just tongue-splittingly bitter. But I don't know. I've not had it. It is from Monday Night Brewing in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's 6.9% ABV. Have not done a lot of homework on this one outside of that basic little bit of information. I didn't go to the website and read all of the, you know, hints of this and that. And, you know, my grandmother on her street, you know, there was a raptor skeleton unearthed at the end of the road in the archaeological digger and kind of crap like that. So there's nothing left for it but to just pour it. Let's see. Oh, well, they turn the weed eaters off for the time being. Nope, there it is. You fired it back up. Must have missed a spot. I mean, it looks every bit the part. It's a nice golden straw color. It's not overly hoppy and all of that bit on the nose. I mean, it's got a little malt backbone to it. I mean, you can definitely pick up a little bit of malt and some citrus, and that's about it. It is not, you know, an overly aromatic ale. Hey, you know what? That's a bit of a pleasant surprise. It does have some nice malt up front and a little bit of tropical fruit action going on. I should look this up, see what the hops bill and all that good stuff is. It's not crazy bitter on the finish either. You know, they didn't load this thing up with Cascades and other ones that I just don't really care that much for. You know, oddly enough, it's 6.9%. It is a little bit thin. I mean, it's pleasant, but it's not an assault on the taste. But, you know, when you get up 7-ish% and higher. You know, these beers can be really, really flavorful and can be a bit of an assault on the palate, but this one is not. It drinks more like a 5.5 to 6%er up front anyway. You know, I'm going to assume that, well, I don't even have to assume it. I know from practical working experience that after a few, that it will drink like a 6.9%er. What else can I say about it? I mean, it's really, this is pretty easy. I mean, this is a nice, easy beer. It's not certainly not overly complex. It's not overly bitter. It's a little bit tropical, a little bit malty. It does have just a tiniest little bit of bitterness, you know, that lingers, and that's fine, because when you got that tropical and some malty notes, you want that to kind of cut through it, or at least that's the way I prefer these IPAs. I don't like them that are just insane, you know, just taste like road tar, you know. It's not for me. I did spring for a new phone. So I'm recording with that. This first video on the new phone. So I get to use the mic and everything. Almost like a true professional, which I am not. I've said it a million times on here. I just do this for fun. It's just something that, you know, I do wish that I was a bit more creative in my editing, but, you know, I'm just not. I wish I was a bit more creative. Is that a word? No. Doesn't need to be either. I wish I was a bit more creative in my presentation and could make it a bit more fun. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm old and, you know, but I do think that now that we're coming into the warmer months, that, you know, I've always had a list of 3 or 4 of these IPAs that I do enjoy. It's not that I don't like any of them. There are just some that I just don't like. But the list of the ones that I truly enjoy is pretty freaking short. I'll put this on the list if I go in, you know, in the store during the summer and, you know, my top 2 or 3 are not there, and I see this is a viable substitute for that. That's all I'm going to give it. You know, I'm not going to go, you know, gaga over this thing. It's a pleasant IPA. So if you don't like the super bitter IPAs, you like them that lean a bit, you know, more toward the citrus side and aren't, you know, or that are just easier and more approachable, this is a good one. So we'll wrap this pig up. So if you found this information helpful or not, doesn't matter, click that subscribe button and hit a like and maybe comment. Outside of that, we'll just wrap it up and say, please enjoy your adult malted beverages responsibly.